You've heard me talk about staying in situations longer than we should before. But today I'm going to give you two ways that you can know it's time to leave a situation. And yes, we all at some point or another have been in a situation far longer than it deserved our time. But we ignored the signs that we were giving ourselves that it was time to go. Stick around, and I guarantee that you'll be able to notice the signs the next time you're in a situation that you no longer want to be in. Hi, I'm Keisha from KeishaGolden.com, and today we're talking awareness. How to be aware of when you should leave a situation. We all have these internal triggers that let us know it's time to leave, whether it's a relationship, business relationship, job, whatever it is. And a lot of times we ignore them. Well, guess what? It's time to stop ignoring and start listening. Stick around. We all have been in a situation at one time or another where we kept giving our energy, our time, everything to the situation, even when we no longer wanted to. But because we made a commitment to this situation, and this can be relationships, friendships, any type of ship, a job, it can be anything. And because we made the commitment to this thing, we don't want to leave it. We don't want to quit. But guess what? We know when it's time to walk away. We just ignore it sometimes. So, the first way that I can tell you that you know when it's time to leave a situation or that the situation has run its course is when you become happy just being alone. And you're probably thinking, well, how can I be happy being alone? This is how, you get up in the morning and you're getting ready to go to work, but it's taking you longer than it normally does. You are making up every excuse that you can think of to find a way to stay at home by yourself, where you do not have to interact with the people on your job, or you do not have to interact with the customers at your job. Or if you're in a relationship, you're finding every excuse to cancel a date, to not have to see the person. These are all indicators that you are not happy in that situation and you need to move yourself away from it. And I know because, trust me, I've been there just like everyone else. And for me, it's like, I can't quit this. If I quit it, I'm a failure. But think about how you're failing yourself by continuing to push yourself to be in a situation that is no longer serving you. That you take an extra 40 minutes to get ready to go to work because you are psyching yourself up mentally to go in there and do the best that you can. But when you know you've already given it and you have no more to give, you're robbing yourself of the best that you have because you're honoring a commitment that is no longer serving you. And I'm not saying to walk away from every situation just because you're not happy. No, that's not what I'm saying. There are some situations that can be worked out. I can't tell you what situations those are. I can only tell you that you need to make sure that in these situations, in these jobs, in these things that you are encountering on a daily basis, you are making sure that you are the number one priority, that you are being served. Your happiness is at the top of the list. Not for the other people, but for you. And if at any time that you feel your happiness is not at the top of the list anymore, you need to walk away. Even if it's a short break, you need to do that to regain your happiness, to find what the disconnect was between when you first started in the situation or the job And now, what happened that you are no longer happy in that? Because when we go on these journeys, we have to go on these journeys for ourselves. You know, whether we're finding our purpose, our passion, whatever it is, we go on these journeys for ourselves, and we need to be aware of when we're no longer in situations that are benefiting us. Because in the journeys, there's no one there to tell you these things. So you have to become cognizant and aware of when you are in situations that are no longer serving you. Because if you're in these situations that are no longer serving you, your journey has a way of taking you through things. And if you don't understand why it's not serving you, then chances are your journey may take a little longer because you have a trouble recognizing things that you need to let go. So, way number 2 that you can tell it's time to move on from a situation is you have a gut feeling. You feel it deep down within. That little voice inside your head, that intuition, it talks to you. It lets you know that whatever the situation is no longer serving you and it's time to move on. And if you're listening good enough, it will tell you the right way to move on. A lot of us have gotten away from listening to our gut feelings or the little voice in our head simply because it's not always seen as being, normal. But intuition has gotten the best of us out of a multitude of situations, all because we listened. And that's what we need to start doing, listening to ourselves, listening to those gut feelings, the little voice, because it's going to put you in the right place at the right time. It's going to remove you from the wrong place at the time that you need to be removed. Nobody, like I said, nobody knows us better than we know ourselves. So why are we not listening to the little gut feeling? Why are we not listening to the voice in our head that's saying, you know what, it's time to walk away? Because it's no longer serving you. You're draining yourself. You're giving all of you to something that is not giving you anything in return. How can we go on our life purpose journey giving all of ourselves to someone or something else, and then we have nothing left to go on this journey? We have nothing left to give this journey. That's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair because you are giving everything away and not keeping anything for yourself. So yes, when it's time to remove yourself from a situation because it's no longer serving you, I am the queen of telling you, remove yourself. Remove yourself. Take the time to figure out what it is that you want. And if you need to do that before you remove yourself, do that before you remove yourself, as long as you remove yourself from the situation. Because continuing to stay somewhere is only going to slowly take away from you more and more. So there's nothing left. And then what do you have? Stop giving away your power. Stop giving away your strength, all because you feel that you made a commitment to something and you have to stick through with it. Is that commitment honoring you as well? Think about it like that. You are honoring your commitment, but is the commitment honoring you? There are a multitude of things that can keep us from our journey. One of those things is honoring commitments to other people before we honor the commitments to ourselves. Take the time to honor yourself before you commit or honor the commitments to others, because you have to serve yourself first. As I always say, you can't pour from an empty cup. So stop pouring and start getting replenished. I want you to take a second and tell me a time that you stayed in any situation far longer than you knew that you should have. How long did you stay? When did you know you were supposed to leave? And when did you actually leave? Drop it in the comment section below. Of course, you know I'm going to read every comment. And I'll see you guys next video.